Tallstar's Revenge, Chapter 13. Rabbit! Dawnstripe dropped into a crouch, her gaze fixed on a small brown shape bobbing up the slope. Tallpaw pressed his belly to the ground. He glanced at Rena. She was flat against the grass, her tail twitching behind. "I see it," she whispered. "What now, Tallpaw?" he hissed under his breath. Rena had joined Tallpaw for a session while Shrewpaw patrolled the boundaries of hair flight. Their pelts were wind ruffled after a morning practicing prey hunting skills. Now they had a chance to test them for real. Dawnstripe narrowed. "Should I stalk from behind while you two get at either side?" Rena was proving to be a natural at planning an attack, even though she didn't have the speed of a Wind Clan cat. Dawnstripe narrowed her eyes. "Can you move in without alarming it, Rena?" She glanced at Tallpaw. "We need to cut off its escape route." She pointed her muzzle toward a cluster of sandy dips in the grass beside the grazing rabbit. If it gets close to that warren, we've lost it." "I'm good at moving quietly," Rena promised. "And Tallpaw's fast enough to catch that critter at the mouth of its hole." Tallpaw twitched his tail with pleasure. Training with Rena was far better than training with grouchy Shrewpaw. Dawnstripe nodded him to the wind side of the rabbit hole. She trusted him to gouge his own scent drift. Tallpaw licked his nose and felt the breeze. You could probably get halfway to the rabbit before it picked up the smell. Dawnstripe began stalking over the grass, leaping low. Tallpaw nodded to Rena. "Good luck," he whispered, and crept slowly up slope, keeping to one side of the clear grass while Rena padded forward. The rabbit bobbed farther along the hill, nibbling at the grass green leaf shots. Dawnstripe moved in steadily. Tallpaw padded over the soft grass without ruffling it. He paused as he neared the rabbit. Any closer and the wind would carry his scent straight to it. He glanced across the slope at Dawnstripe. She was close to the warren. He waited until she slid into place and blocked the rabbit's path to safety. Rena was moving in behind, her ginger and white pelt pressed against the grass. But she was creeping slowly, with movements so tiny no prey would notice. The rabbit hopped a few more steps. Tallpaw sped up. He saw Dawnstripe nod and broke into a run, racing for the kill. Rena surged forward. Dawnstripe leads. The rabbit bolted, kicking grass in its wake as it fled up slope. Tallpaw plunged into a flat-out sprint. Rena was close on his heels. Dawnstripe closed in from the side. Rabbit was only a tail length away. Tallpaw bounced, claws unsheathed. He hit bare grass. "Where'd it go?" Blinking, he spun around. The rabbit had disappeared. Rena scrambled to a halt, ears flat. "It found a hole." She sniffed at an opening in the ground, covered by long grass that was crushed flat where the rabbit had plunged. Dawnstripe flashed at it. "There's no way we could have seen that hole." As she spoke, Paw's steps echoed from inside. Fur exploded from it as the terrified rabbit hurtled out. Tallpaw didn't need to think. He sprang forward, slamming his paw on the rabbit's spine, and he sank his teeth into its neck, giving it a killing bite. Gray fur flashed at the end of his vision. "I thought I smelled rabbit." Tallpaw looked up to see Woollytail emerge from the hole. What were you doing in there?" Rena blinked at the tunneler. Her eyes clouded with confusion. "Were you waiting for it?" "No," Woollytail meowed. "It surprised me as much as I surprised it. One moment I was propping up crumbled roof. The next paws are thumping towards me. I'm not going to ignore prey if it's running toward me, so I chased it." He broke into a prey. "I didn't realize I was part of a hunting team." Dawnstripe lifted her tail. "We're lucky you were down there." Tallpaw licked the blood from his lips. The warm tang made his belly rumble. "Who's in there with you?" "Sandgrouse and Plumeclaw are working on the second gorge tunnel," Woollytail explained. "It's on my way back to camp when I saw the crumbling roof. thought I'd fix it before it caved in. Dawnstripe was looking confused. Second gorge tunnel? She echoed. Isn't one enough? Not with the river being so unpredictable, Woollytail meowed. After the first one flooded, we knew we were going to need more than one route. You never know. Dawnstripe cut him off. The first one flooded? Her gaze snapped to Tallpaw. What does he mean? Tallpaw backed away from the rabbit. The tunnel kind of flooded while I was working on it with sandgrass. Kind of flooded? Dawnstripe's eyes widened. Woollytail shook the earth on his pelt. It was just a miscalculation, he told her. We dug too low the first time. Their tunnel's right at level now. But come Leaf Bear and Snowmelt, the river's gonna fill, so we're gonna need a second one, higher up. Dawnstripe was staring at Tallpaw as though Woollytail hadn't spoken. Were you okay? Tallpaw tried to stop his pelt from pricking at the memory. I didn't even get my paws wet. Woollytail snorted, amused. He's a great tunneler. Dawnstripe's tail brushed out. You had to run. It was either that or drown, Woollytail told her. You could have been killed! Dawnstripe's spur lifted along her spine. Tallpaw couldn't tell if she was more frightened or angry. I'm okay, he reassured her. Sandgrass was with me. Tunneling near the gorge is too dangerous, Dawnstripe declared. Rena stepped forward, her eyes rounded. Why do you tunnel at all? Wind clans have always tunneled, Woollytail mewed. Rena peered into the rabbit hole. And there are cats underground, right now, she sounded amazed. Of course. Rena shuddered. Do you sleep down there? Tallpaw's pelt pricked with irritation. Why was she acting like it was so creepy? Sandgrass and Palebird are tunnelers too, he huffed. They're all Wind Clan warriors, you know. Sandgrass and Palebird kidded you, right? Rena's eyes rounded with curiosity, as he nodded. Why aren't you a tunneler, then? Tallpaw dropped his gaze, feeling hot beneath his pelt. Heatherstar thought I'd be a better moor runner. Moor runner, Woollytail muttered under his breath. We've too many runners, not enough diggers. Dawnstripe had been pacing her tail. She stopped in front of Woollytail. Does Heatherstar know about the flood? Why should she? Woollytail answered. She's no tunneler. We need to tell her. Tallpaw's belly twisted. He sensed trouble. Hey, Wormpaw! Shrewpaw! Tallpaw turned and saw his dead mate charging towards him. That's all I need. Hairflake bounded after his apprentice. We're going to Outlook Rock. Shrewpaw stopped beside him. He glanced at Rena. Do you want to come with us? They look busy, Hairflake warned. Don't let us hold you up, Dawnstripe. I'm returning to camp with Woollytail, Dawnstripe growled. Hairflake pricked his ears. What's wrong? Nothing. Dawnstripe glanced at Woollytail. But you could take Tallpaw with you to the Outlook Rock. Hairflake switched his tail. Of course. What about me? Rena stepped forward. Can I come? Shrewpaw looked at Hairflake. Can she? She doesn't need to know everything about how Wind Clan trains its warriors. Hairflake swapped looks with Dawnstripe. Perhaps you could take her back to camp? Rena's shoulders slumped. I'll be no trouble. I promise. Bess'll be missing you, Dawnstripe beckoned Rena with her tail. Let's go. She grabbed Tallpaw's rabbit in her jaws as she and Woollytail walked away. His tail tip was flicking angrily. Come on then, you two. Hairflake broke into a run, heading uphill. Shrewpaw darted after him. Tallpaw followed, giving one last glance at Dawnstripe, Woollytail, and Rena. Clouds were gathering on the horizon as they reached Outlook Rock. Hairflake stood on the grass, where the stone jutted up the overslope. Shrewpaw, you go first. Remember, observation is an important part of your final assessment. Shrewpaw nodded, padded toward the edge. Peering down at the meadows and forest stretching below, he began to list what he could see. Monster, dog by the two-leg place, buzzard, circling high stones. Tallpaw stuck close to his handmate, trying to spot each new find Shrewpaw listed. Can I try? He asked Hairflight before Shrewpaw could call everything and say, at this rate, there'd be nothing for him to point out. Swap places, Hairflight ordered. Shrewpaw turned and pushed past Tallpaw. Tallpaw's heart lurched as his paws slipped around the smooth rock. Carefully he took Shrewpaw's place, bracing himself against the breeze. I can smell Thunderpath, he called to Hairflight. It smells as though monsters have been traveling it all day. He scanned the land, struggling to find something Shrewpaw had missed. On a tree top beyond the cluster of two-leg place, he could make out some movement and recognize the dark feathers of a bird prey. He half-guessing began to describe it. A buzzard attaching its fledglings to fly. How can you see that? Shrewpaw nosed in beside him. Shrewpaw gripped with his claws, trying to keep his place there. There! He flicked his muzzle toward the tree in the desert. That's not a buzzard, Shrewpaw scuffed. Tallpaw glanced at Hairflight. The brown warrior was squinting. It's the right color. How can you see fledglings? Shrewpaw challenged. Why else would a buzzard be balancing on the edge of its nest in the middle of green leaf? Tallpaw retorted. Nice guesswork, Tallpaw. Hairflight praised him. Is that what we're practicing? Shrewpaw sneered. Guessing? He turned his tail on Tallpaw and stumped back to Hairflight's side. I thought we were practicing our observation skills. Tallpaw growled under his breath. Training with Rena, even if she couldn't get his name right, had been much more fun. The sun was setting, sliding toward the high stones as they reached camp. Tallpaw's belly was rumbling. As he followed Hairflight, Shrewpaw, and Dawnstripe towards the entrance, he smelled sandgrass and Plumeclaw's fresh scents on the grass. The towing patrol must have returned recently. He pushed through the heather tunnel, his heart quickening as he saw Sandgrass, Plumeclaw, Woollytail, Hickorynose, and Mistmouth gathered in the meeting hall. Heatherstar and Reedfeather faced them stiffly. Hairflight trotted into camp behind Tallpaw and stopped. Looks like the tunnelers have gotten more news about the gorge tunnel. Great, Shrewpaw said, unenthusiastic. He patted past his mentor. Can I get something to eat? Hairflight not. You too, Tallpaw, he meowed. You must be hungry. Thanks. Tallpaw crossed the tusks, his gaze lingering at the meeting hall. Tallpaw! Rena's mew made him spin around. The round she-cat was sitting on a patch of sunshine beside the elder's den, a lapwing beside her. Half eaten, its rich scent washed Tallpaw's tongue. Do you want some? Rena called. I can't eat this all. Gratefully, Tallpaw hurried toward her. What happened to the rabbit we caught? Dawnstrike gave it to the elders. Whiteberry stuck his head out the den. It was very tasty. His gaze moved toward the meeting hall. Rena said that the tunnelers had helped catch it. Tallpaw took a bite of lapwing, his belly growling. Woollytail flushed it out of a hole for me, he told Whiteberry with his mouth full. Perhaps Heatherstar's giving the other tunnelers hunting tips. Whiteberry sniffed. They've been talking since Sandgrass's patrol got back. From the bristling tunnelers' fur and the dark look in Heatherstar's eyes, Tallpaw guessed they weren't talking about hunting. Besides, tunnelers were already as good as hunting as more runners in their own way. Great lapwing, he told Rena, suddenly aware that she was watching him. Did you catch it? Rena nudged him with a paw. Don't be silly, she purred. That's proper more hunting. Give me a barn full of mice, and I'm as fast as the next cat. But chasing birds through heather takes more skill than I've got. You wait till the end of leaf grain. Tallpaw ripped away another mouthful of bird flesh. You'll be plucking buzzards from the sky. Rena purred. You think so? She didn't sound convinced. Tallpaw stiffened as Heatherstar and Reed Feather left the meeting hall, searched the tunnelers' faces as they headed for the prey heap. What had they been discussing? Tallpaw quickly slid his mouth of laughing as Tallpaw and his father veered toward him, leaped to his paws. Had Sandgrass heard how he caught the rabbit? Was he coming to congratulate him? Then Tallpaw caught sight of Sandgrass's expression. His heart sank. Behind him, the grouse settled as Whiteberry ducked back inside her den. Rena shifted her paws. She looked uneasy. She must have seen that thunderous look on Sandgrass's face. Hi, Sandgrass. And now his feeling sat like a stone in Tallpaw's belly. Sandgrass stepped in front of him, eyes blazing. Why did you have to tell Heatherstar you nearly drowned? I didn't. Tallpaw backed away. It was Woollytail. He told Dawnstripe. You're such a cat, you can't even make up your own mistake? What mistake? Why was Sandgrass so angry? It's bad enough my son is too rabbit-hearted to go underground. Now I discover that he's too scared getting his paws wet. He wants to stop everyone from going underground. I don't! Tallpaw's heart was pounding in his throat. What did Heatherstar tell the tunnelers? Thanks to you and your tattling, Heatherstar's ordered us to close off the garage tunnel and stop all work there. Sandgrass leaned closer, his breath hot on Tallpaw's muzzle. You get a fright, and a project that we spent moons on has been abandoned. Shrewpaw shrank as his father showed his teeth. Just because you don't want to be a tunneler, Sandgrass hissed, doesn't mean you have to spoil it for everyone else. From now on, stay away from me and the tunnels. Yikes, guys. I've been music for 23, and it sounds like Sandgrass is pretty angry with Tallpaw. What's going to happen? I don't want to make this video any longer. If those of you are wondering on my speech, it didn't go too well. I got too nervous, and I didn't make the 3 minutes. Didn't even get close. Comment, like, subscribe, bye. And don't feel bad for me. I just got too nervous. I don't know why.